Okay, so just this is my ReadyNAS 102. I picked it up for a very cheap price from a friend, almost nothing. Hadn't used it for years, so I decided I was going to try it out, see if I want to keep it. And I noticed that the firmware was out of date quite a lot. I think it was on 6.4. I can't remember now. As you can see now, I have 6.10.9. Now, I found out that if I want to use the apps or the software that you can download, and you can use your ReadyNAS as a Plex server, as an FTP server. You can use it as a file server. You can do all these kind of things with it. On the latest firmware, you can't do those apparently. Apparently, it removes the apps section. So the latest firmware would be 6.10.10, as we can see here. So on this article, ReadyNAS 6.10.10 can't install apps. And as we come down here, in the thread, if you want to read it in the forum post, people are suggesting that if you want to keep the apps, the latest version you can use is 6.10.9. So what I did is I clicked here. This is the 6.10.9 and 6.10.8. So you click 6.10.9, and we can see here, this is the official Netgear page for 6.10.9. And if we come down, I can see here, make sure that if you're updating the firmware, you do read here. So for example, mine is a 102, and I need to make sure that I'm using firmware 6.3 or older, otherwise I have to perform a particular upgrade procedure. So make sure that you follow this correctly. You don't want to ruin your device. So because I was using, I think it was 6.4, I upgraded directly to 6.10.9. I didn't have to do any other procedure. Okay, so here you can download it. So here we go, download link for 102. So this is the ARM platform. So 102 uses ARM platform, and 104, 202, and all these. So I simply click download. I downloaded that to my downloads folder. I went back to my NAS. I went to settings, and I clicked install firmware. And then I browsed the file and I upgraded it that way. Then in the settings, so you're in system settings, I turned off all notifications for automatic updates, hotfixes. I do not want to be notified because this is the last version I'm going to be updated to. I don't want it to automatically do that for me or even prompt me. I don't want to accidentally click on it and then find out that I've lost my apps. So I went into apps. You go to available apps here. You find the app you want to install, and then you click the install button, as you can see just here. Okay, when I was in the previous version of the firmware, I could view these apps, but they wouldn't install. There was a fault with it. So since I upgraded to 6.10.9, I can now install them. So you can see here that if I go to install apps, installed, I have Plex. And the Plex version is 1.11.3. So if I click here to launch, I then come to the settings option here. I click on server, and it says that automatic update, or an update is available, but it needs to be manually installed. So I have 1.11.3. If I click on this, it will take me to the downloads for Plex. I then click on NAS, Netgear, and I can see that choose package. Now, I need ARM 7, and I'll show you that, how I found that out. So here, ReadyNAS OS 6 Plex. So if I come to here, ReadyNAS 102, I can see that it's a direct play, so there's no transcoding. So I might find that it's not very good, the Plex server, and I may not want to use it. But if we come down to here, 102, 104 uses the ARM7. So if I come back to here, I can choose the ARM7, not the ARM7 RN2, but the ARM7. Now I've already downloaded that, so I can come back to Plex, please and subs. I can now, what we do is close all the Plex tabs down, go back to the Netgear, and I can click upload. I browse, I go to downloads, and I go to the file here, which is a deb, so Debian file. Okay, I click on this, which is the 1.4. I upload. Okay. Removes Plex media server. Installing, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to continue? Yes, please. Okay, that's complete. We now go to apps. And as we can see, it's been updated. Aha. Temporary fault, but that went away. Let's just close that. Click on launch again. Come up to settings. Now we have more settings than we had before. General. Here we go, up to date. So that is how you update your Plex server. If I click check for update, fine.